good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, depending on what part of the country you're at. This is Jasir Jamal from Texas 1031 Exchanges down south of the country. So today we're going to basically talk about, well, in the last video we talked about what a 1031 exchange is and how do things usually work out in a 1031 exchange, all right? But this time I actually want to read out what exactly it says in the Internal Revenue Code about 1031s. So in the Internal Revenue Code, Section 1031, this is the exact verbiage that I'm about to read to you. It says. So pay attention. I want to discuss a few key things in there. All right. So it says no gain or loss shall be recognized on the exchange of real property held for productive use or in a trade or business or for investment. If such real property is exchanged solely for real property of like kind, which is to be held either for productive use in a trade or business or for investment. Let's go ahead and highlight that as well. So there are really two things. So over here, as you can see, I highlighted productive use in a trade or business or for investment, and I highlighted the term like kind. And then once again, I highlighted productive use in a trade or business or for investment. So basically, the point that I'm trying to convey here is that you can only do a 1031 exchange on a property that's being held for productive use or for investment purposes only. Your primary residence where you live or your second home where you live and you don't use it for investment purposes or you don't put some tenants in there can unfortunately not be used for a 1031 exchange. Only properties that you're holding for investment purposes and you're making rental income out of is what you can do a 1031 exchange with. And the only other thing you can buy with it is, once again, another property that's held for investment purposes only. And that basically addresses these big terms right here, but here's the word like kind that I want to address. And basically the word like kind technically has the same exact meaning, which means like, look, if, for example, let's say I have a single family home, and let's say I want to go ahead and sell that and do a 1031 and buy, let's say, a commercial shopping strip. So basically the answer to the question to that would be, can I do it? The answer is yes, you can, because look, that single family home that you had was being held for investment purposes this whole time. And when you go ahead and buy that shopping center, that's not going to be used for personal uses, right? It's going to be held for investment purposes. So therefore, you can do the exchange. And those two properties over there are considered like kind because they're held for investment purposes only. That's it for me today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Until then, see you next time.